All right. Well, it was a fun weekend. Weekend's over. Back to Monday. It's a work day, as was yesterday. But something I failed to do on Saturday, really after the game, and after you sit back and you think about how things like that happen, how things like that come to fruition. You think about just what you were brought here for, and just growing up with my dad, he's always taught you, just never forget where you came from and how you got where you are. But, I want to thank, obviously, the Chancellor for obviously giving me the opportunity and all the support Heather Lyke has given us. But even going back to Jerry Cochran and Randy Jewell and Donna Sanf, when I first got here, I talked about just if we all go in the same direction, we'll be fine. But if someone's going this way, we want to go this way, then that's when you run into some roadblocks. But obviously, things have gone in the right direction. It's never as smooth, Larry, you're late. It's never as smooth as you'd like it to be, which is life. But there's the bumps in the road as you go. But obviously it was a big day for our football team and for the university, and happy we could be a part of it, and happy I could be a part of it. So I thank them. But when you look at the tape, you kind of see on tape what you saw. Really during the game, it's a tale of two halves. Which we've been involved in a couple of those through this season. Just didn't play very good football in the first half. Way too many mistakes. I think of the 10 penalties, I think 8 of them were in the first half. That goes on me, obviously not having them ready to go and locked in and focused. Then we go in and make some minor adjustments. More of a mental adjustment and more than anything, maybe a wake-up call in the second half. To get it cranked up, and then we come out and play football in the second half like you're supposed to. Those 3 3-and-outs were huge defensively, and I thought defensively overall we played pretty sound. But just not as clean as you want to. And it's nice to come out of a football game and not play your best football and still come away with a W. But we can't do that this week against a great Miami team. I feel like Warren Sapp came back, and he's playing in all 4 of those down 4 positions for Miami. They're aggressive up front. Third-ranked defense in the country. Mark Rick has done a tremendous job of building the talent level at that place, and obviously Manny Diaz running the show on defense. Shaq Quarterman's the guy over there, and he runs the show, and they're legit. There's good defenses you're gonna find. They press you and play man free, play whatever they want to play, and they lock you down. He does a great job. And then offensively, they've gone through 2 quarterbacks, and they're still trying to, find out who it is. And obviously, Perry seems to be the guy, but we're ready to see anybody. But he seems smooth. Their offensive line is athletic. They're big, physical, and Homer at tailback, and they got speed at the receiver. So they're dangerous. Coming off a great win, and we're gonna have to be ready to go down to Miami. So questions.
Over the past month, on this side of the room, we've kind of been asking you about the first place in the Coastal. You guys think you can do it? And of course, now that you finally did it, when along the way did you guys kind of realize it could be done?
You guys cracked me up. There's not a point, a day, a month, a week that you go, oh, we're knocking on the door here. It's been back in August. It's been back in winter conditioning. It really, and that sounds cliche, but like I told our guys last night, there's nobody outside this room. We got trainers in here, equipment guys, everybody here. There's nobody outside this room that gave us a chance. You guys all talking bad, and then all of a sudden you think that one day we wake up and say, hey, let's try to do something. We never had lost faith. Now, somebody else may have, okay? Not, I don't point any fingers, but we never lost faith. So there's never a point. That's the God's honest truth right there. We never lost faith. There's going to be ups and downs. You can't beat everybody. You can't be perfect. But there's, I don't think anybody lost faith in this room, and we kept them together, and that's how you have success.
How do you do that? How do you keep, if you build this faith, but when things aren't going well, you're not getting the results? And who do you rely on? Is it coaches trying to talk to players thing? Is it a senior leadership?
It's everything. And obviously it starts with me making sure that the same message is being relayed throughout the building. But, the weight room, I mean, Dave Andrews, our strength staff, spent a ton of time. Obviously our assistant coaches, those kids can't leave a team meeting and go down to the training room, and then the trainer's like, man, tough year, man. Well, maybe next year it'll be better. If they got that message down, then we got problems. They're hearing different mixed messages. So it's everybody. It's Chad in video. Chad Bogart, he got a shout-out. I don't know where Chad is. He's always asking for shout-outs. But, it's everybody in the program. So it's, just being positive and coaching and playing the next play. Our kids wouldn't be very good if they looked back at the first half and said, oh, God, we stink today. We might as well just stink it up in the second half. We just keep moving on and go further.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that you're not going to play this game like an NFL team that is quick for the playoff spot. Backups all over the place. Am I right with that assumption?
Big Ben's playing this week, yes. He's playing.
So you're going to play it just like...
We're playing. Nobody not playing.
Does anything change with preparation, like how much you guys spend this week looking at Clemson, knowing what that game means or anything like that?
No. We're putting all our effort, I guarantee you, into this week, to this Miami Hurricane football team. I've already spent more time than normal on Mondays, period. I'm way ahead of where I am. We got plenty of time for that next one. Doesn't matter. If you guys keep relaying that stuff around, I'll have to brainwash our kids in this meeting room. So, we're not talking about it. It won't be mentioned in here. We talked last night, and I said it's about last time we're going to talk about it. You guys have just lengthened your season. A week ago you win a game and you add a bowl game. This week now there's nothing. It's just like let's go have fun. Let's go play football. We get Miami and it's a great football team. And if we aren't focused, we'll get smacked in the mouth real hard. And the next week won't matter. It won't even matter. I hate to tell you that, but it's all about this week. Because this football team doesn't like to lose. Nobody likes to lose. It gives you a bad taste in your mouth, and don't want that.
You thanked the Chancellor and Heather Light when you came in today. Can you? What did it mean to you to get a contract extension in the off season? How much did that did that increase your motivation that they had faith in you after going 5-7 last year and having some ups and downs?
Not really. I didn't need that. I already had enough years on my contract. I wasn't worried about it. That didn't fuel anything. That didn't make me go, oh, thanks. I already knew the support was there. You don't have to, give it to me in years. It doesn't really matter. We're going to go coach and do our job, and that's what we do. There's no slacking down here, But no, that had nothing to do with it. Obviously, very appreciative of that opportunity and the trust and the faith that they had in this program and what we're doing down here. But it felt pretty good. I know where the Chancellor stands. I know where Heather stands. I didn't need any gifts.
Do you feel that the appearing in the ACC title game this year was a step you needed to take as a program? That there had been enough time that this was the right moment for that?
I think every step you take forward, I think getting more than 8 wins is a step forward. I think getting a bowl win would be a step forward. I don't care what it is, beating someone you never beaten before. We're always going to, look forward and try to make a positive out of maybe a negative. It doesn't matter, but we're, of course it's a big thing. Did we need it? It could have happened in 3 more years and we'd all be happy, as well. Maybe you guys wouldn't be as happy. Jerry'd be grumpy. But, we'd all be happy in 3 years, too. You never put a date on when something like this is going to happen. They're hard to get. There's a lot of good football teams, a lot of good coaches out there. This is hard to get. It's not easy to be one of these 2 teams getting to go play in a championship game. So.
Now, do you think Kenny was capable of having the kind of game he had Saturday earlier in the year? Did we see sort of a culmination of his development?
No question about it. Like I said, I think we've done some things in practice that have helped make him just kind of throw in the pocket and keep, I guess keep focused on the little details he needs to do, in the game. And I won't get into that, but yeah, he's capable. We know how capable he is. He's accurate. He's smooth. He's still young. I think everybody wants instant gratification, and he's a great football player. We've never lost faith in him, and he's probably gonna have to do it again this week because this front 4 and front 7 really quartermen and those D linemen. We're gonna have to be able to throw the ball effectively. We're gonna have to be able to protect them, and Kenny got protected Saturday. Even though we gave up 2 sacks, he was protected. had time in the pocket to make some shots and some great shots.
Do you have more confidence in the passing game now than you did, say, in early September?
I would say anytime you throw for 300 and you're protecting the football, that you do. But I never had a lack of faith in what we could do in the passing game. I've always had faith in Kenny, in what he could do with his arm and those receivers. But that was last week, and 2 weeks ago we rushed for 500 yards or just about 500 yards. And so what are we going to do this week? And we need to have some consistency. So 301 game, can we back to back that? Can we have another 300-yard rushing game? We need to do those things to have success, and you can't be one-dimensional all the time. And I think I talked last Thursday about we better be able to throw the football. There's going to be a time where we're going to have to throw it, and our receivers did a heck of a job getting open and making plays for Kenny as well.
Pat, when you get back from Wake Forest, do you hear from anybody outside the people you've mentioned that sort of makes it resonate with you how this connected people in the university outside the football program or the community or anything like that?
Your phone kind of goes a little berserk. I even returned some text messages this morning at 5:40, just finding time to return some of those, saying, "Hey, sorry," and I got back to Celeste really early, but you're getting it from everywhere. Which is what happens.
Anything surprising? Like anything, I wasn't expecting that reaction or those words?
No. Same stuff as usual.
Your past calling you to congratulate you?
No. Nobody's from the past. They're all in the present, Jerry. Joe Novak your old ball coaches, those are the guys that Floyd Keith and Joe Novak and Mark D'Antonio are guys that, that reach out to you, but nothing. That's not. Yeah, oh yeah.
How much do you think go back to the Syracuse game? I know you don't like to look in the past, but that last 2-minute drive that forced overtime, and obviously you guys ended up winning that game. Do you think that was one of those turning points of the season type of deals for your team in terms of confidence?
I don't even remember that. Who caught the ball? Was it Frenchie in the end zone there?
No, I'm talking about that was when you forced overtime with you guys ran, I think, 11 of 12.
Okay, see, I told you I didn't remember. I don't know. Okay. How about that? We'll look at it after the season. You're on to the next. You guys got any questions about Miami? How about that?
Is Quarterman Waldo on that Miami defense?
No, he ain't Waldo. Waldo, when I look at Waldo, is a squirrely little dude that's hiding in a picture book. This guy's a scary dude that goes sideline to sideline, and he's been playing for 3 years and playing at a high level. That guy's an NFL linebacker, if I've ever seen one.
Pat, you talked in your open about winning the division. This is what you were brought here to do. What else is on that list?
Beat Miami this week. How about that? Start right there. That's just keep doing what we do. It's there's no goals where you say, hey, we want to do this. We just got to go. Just keep winning. One game at a time.
Can you take anything from last year's Miami game, kind of see what they did and see if, how you guys had some success and kind of put it into, Saturday's game plan?
No doubt about it. We're going to look at that. So are they. They're going to go, gosh, we should have done this and done that. So it's going to be a chess match as far as who's doing what, and then they got a different football team this year. They do different things. They have more tools. So I think regardless of what it is, you're looking at last year's game and we're trying to get better from it. And so are they though. So it's does it help you? I don't know, but we'll look at the last 2 years. I'll look at it doesn't matter what we did at home last year. I look at more of the last time I was in Miami. That's the one I remember. I don't even remember last Miami game here. I remember Trey Tipton, staying in the hospital overnight. That's my memory of going down there. So I remember not, playing very good down there, and that, that's what's stuck in my head.
How do you think your ends played with Panthers South?
All three of them played good. Weaver had a really good game. Folston played really good, and Patrick Jones was very, very productive.
Pat, you had a 2-touchdown lead, 3 minutes to go, the 6-yard line. Did you really need to use the Stephen Millen play at that point? Tip your hand?
Tip my hand. I don't know if it's a tip of your hand. It'll slow down that backside pass rush. But you know what? it's scary. I mean, we could have thrown the twos in. It's like I was telling somebody else. Yeah, I don't take anything for granted. We're playing to win, and I'm not going to have any regrets. Could we have run it in? Maybe. Could we have thrown it in? I don't know. Could we have dropped back? But when you look at it, we turn the ball over. We don't score. Then we turn it over. They scoop and score, interception for a touchdown, whatever it may be. And we're playing to win and clinch. And that was the goal. The goal was not to worry about next week or save it for next week. The goal was to win that football game and whatever it takes. But I mean, anything can happen. I mean, that game wasn't over at that point. I guarantee you that. They weren't going to quit, and we weren't going to. 3 touchdown lead, you feel pretty confident. But 2 touchdowns, man, it's a score touchdown, kick an onside kick, get it, go down the field, score, and we're in overtime. So, yeah, we needed that.
You hear from a lot of former players here, some guys who helped lay the foundation.
Of course, no doubt about it. Miami questions? Anybody? Celeste, you got a good question for me, Celeste?
What has been Miami's problem in the video to make it change this past Saturday?
I think there's a lot of things that goes on, with teams. Coaching 115 guys. Mark Richt is a super coach. He's done it for many years, and you got a big room full of personalities. They are talented, let me tell you that. But the ACC conference is talented. There's no gimmies. I mean, he's playing Boston College, and Duke's pretty darn good. They lost to Georgia Tech, that option. I mean, so it's a tough conference. It's a tough division, and anybody can beat anybody. That's why I said what we did is not easy. Anybody can beat anybody. Look, North Carolina beat us. Okay, they've won 1 ACC game, so anybody can beat anybody. That's the problem. Is it's very, very competitive, and that's the way you want it. But it's a it's a great conference, and it's a great division from top to bottom. That's what I think it is. I mean, I don't look and say, I take a lot of their players.
How's their secondary compared to last year when they had the chain going around and they were undefeated this time?
They're good. They got 3 guys that I think both have 3 interceptions apart. I mean, they got that chain still. I think it's an upgraded version. But they're still creating turnovers, and, they're just not winning as many games. So, nobody hears about it as much. But I think they must have, I know they got 3 guys that got 3 interceptions a pop, and I bet you they've forced at least 8 or 9 fumbles, and they're forced. It's not people just dropping them. So you'll see. You'll see. Jerry, I don't know if you'll see. Maybe they get you a ticket, but you'll be watching on TV. But they got some guys.
Anything additional? Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.